What's up?
What's up? Talking Bears, episode 1. This is our highly unofficial wrap-up show for Two Bears, One Cave. It is our love. It is our obsession. This will be our passion project. Mr. Syke and I have been talking about doing this for over a year.
Yeah, over a year.
And we keep talking ourselves out of it, back into it. But what the heck, man? We talk about Two Bears anyway, every week religiously.
That's like our thing that we share, that like we both, because sometimes you'll read books that I just
find to be lame.
I have no interest in reading or talking to you
Watch
about
independent movies that you would rather pass on.
I'll watch some giant blockbuster movie and she's watching some British B-rate, black and white movie that I have no interest in. And so, but the one thing that we do share in common is that every Monday we listen to Two Bears, One Cave, and then we just text about it and talk about it.
And share clips from it back and forth.
So we were both Howard Stern fans, and Maddie had the idea of like a wrap up or recap show, kind of like he does. Mm-hmm. So here we are. Episode 1. So you want to do this weekly?
Yes, I want to do this weekly, and yeah, we'll just send it out into the ether, man.
Do you want to bring on any of your fans that are Two Bears, One Cave and like loop them in like on a special episode?
I do. I want to get comments and questions. I want to have people on that are hyped about their favorite bears as we are.
Like a kind of like a Zoom thing or whatever. Cool. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, you didn't wear your Two Bears, One Cave shirt.
I know.
It's over there. I wore my Bert sandals.
It's over there. That's pimp.
Episode 1, you already failed.
Boo.
Okay, stop.
Shut
nobody
it
wants
down.
To. Nobody wants to. This,
no,
okay. No one wants to hear this.
So we've actually been waiting for a just purely Bert and Tom are back in the studio together, no special guests episode to maybe start on, but this week was so good, and there's so much that I want to say.
It's right up your alley.
Yes, it's
Adriana
right up
Chechik,
my alley.
Right up your alley.
I love Adriana Chechik. I was laughing during the episode. I was gasping. It really pushed my buttons. I have so much I want to talk to you. About this episode.
Let me guess. You're going to do a lot of defending Bert.
Oh, bumped it with my chin. Yes, if I have a bone to pick at all with the goat, the goddess, there was a moment. Now I feel like I'm going too specific, and I should start
go back. But
okay.
If you have it in your head,
yes,
no.
It was so funny when she talks about her heritage and says that she's mostly Serbian, a little bit Russian, and Tom just deadpan comes in and goes, "Did you know that Bert got involved with the Russian mafia when he was 22 years old?" And she's just like, "Who? You?" I was like, "Oh my gosh, have you never seen his stand-up?" I felt for him.
I know. I felt for I didn't feel bad for him or whatever, but when she started talking about like dick sizes and what else? Oh, calling him unhealthy.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff.
She's like, "Oh, you're getting very red," as he starts laughing.
Yeah. I'm
Tom's
like, no.
He's on blood pressure medication. I was like, "Oh, poor Bert."
But you know what? Every week, mostly, I'll listen on my phone, and you do too, right? You don't go on YouTube.
No.
Sometimes I'm on YouTube, but when I see the clips of Tom, I mean, Tom looks good. He is going down that route of health and dapperness.
He's all about it. He's got his tailored clothes now.
Yeah. But Bert shouldn't be shit on for anything unhealthy. No. You know what I mean? I believe in that Mickey Mantle gene that he talks about, because you watch him do any sport and he's extremely good.
Yes,
athletic,
his recovery is insane.
Yeah.
Agreed. She also had she had some things to say about bigger guys having small dicks that I thought was
incorrect. Just
shouldn't have been that broad. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they brought up
she's seen a lot of dicks, and she had
are you arguing with the
no, she's so smart, and she obviously knows what she's saying.
But no, I thought they had a good point, and I don't know if she caught it or was catching on to what they were saying, but it was more of it's a backdrop thing. Like as you get bigger, it's still the same size dick, but when it's on a bigger body, it's like, oh, well, that doesn't look
like a whole lot. And you get the extra adipose tissue kind of surrounding it, or kind of
I don't know what that is, but is that like where
the fattiness,
so the fattiness comes out and it makes it look shorter?
Yes, that's exactly.
Did you just say like a technical or medical term
I
for
mean,
that?
that's another way to explain fatty tissue.
Fatty tissue.
You get the guntal region.
Yeah. There were some little things I picked up on that I don't know. I wrote some things down, little things that I picked up on where I thought she was like dead on. Like they were talking in the beginning. They were talking about blowjobs, and she was like, you control your man with a blowjob.
Oh yeah,
and that is 1,000% true.
Yes, 100%.
1,000. What do you mean? What do you mean?
What?
Are you controlling me? I was expecting you to be like, no.
No, she's so spot on so many issues. She's so smart. But yes, that stood out to me too, because we know girls that are dismissive of blowjobs that will just openly say, yeah, it's not really my gift. I do other things, but I don't really like to give blowjobs. I'm not good at it. But it's such a, not a power
like such
play.
An easy thing to learn for such power.
Yes,
It's like getting an infinity stone.
So true. You don't have to time travel for that shit. You can just like watch some tutorials.
Yeah. Is there a BJ stone? Yeah. Now, have you ever? Bert made fun of Tom, or poke fun at him for being like how serious he was being, like Barbara Walters. I've never heard them talk less.
Yes.
With obviously it's just them two together, but when they had the guest, they were obviously letting her speak, but they were just super, super interested in, especially Tom.
Yes.
Tom wanted to know everything.
I love when he was like, he had a podcast called Tom Talks and it sucked. And now he's I'm dead. Did you pick up on, kind of along the same vein, that she was throwing out sexual terms and things that seemed like Tom picked up on all of them and was ready to explain them to Bert, and Bert was like she's like, oh, you could put a finger in, and Bert was like, put a finger in your dick, and she's like, put a finger in your ass, and she said like hot wifing and things, where Tom was right there. I think Bert is more just innocent sexually.
That's what I think. I was going to ask you, do you believe that Tom is the one that's like a deviant that wants the stuff, needs the stuff, like that, and then Bert's just like, you could say all kinds of stuff, and he was like, I don't know, this is what I get, this is what I like.
He's so cute. Like, he's like, I'm just meat and potatoes.
What is it, like his dad always tells him to eat shit, cash checks, like that's what he just does with everything, in sex life, everything. This is working for me. So brilliant.
I love it.
I think I know the answer. Which sex life do you prefer out of the two different?
Oh, that's interesting. Tom is not as open about his sex life. I'd be very curious to know.
I'm assuming. Just say, let's just assume that's what his is like.
Just assume.
Not. Let's just assume that's what he likes, not what he's doing in his personal life. I'm just saying, let's just assume that he's a freak and Bert's not a freak.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's hard to answer. I would prefer to be with someone who's a freak.
Yeah.
But I think that Bert.
You are. No, I'm just kidding.
I think that Bert is open to it. It's just kind of circumstantial. Like he just.
Like it would blow his mind if he, like if something popped up.
It was fascinating to me when he said to Adriana Chechik that she could ruin someone's life. He's like, I thought about offering you a ride on the jet, but I'm not going to do that. just on the off chance that you decide to ruin my life. I'm not strong enough.
He's 100% right on that. Not that they could ruin. Not a girl like that could ruin every man's life, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
It takes a strong dude to be able to.
If she's full court press.
If she's full court pressing you and you're in an element where like somebody's not around, your wife, girlfriend, or whatever, it would like you have to just avoid it. Like I thought that was a good thing. And he's like, she might have rode on the plane and it might have been, everything's fine. But what I'm saying, like, just not putting yourself in that situation is like 100% the key.
Yeah, I thought that was really astute. He really like has his heart in the right spot and is loyal, I think.
Do you think there's spouses out there, wives or husbands that have what would the term be? Oh man, I was just thinking it had something to do with cheating. Dang, man, it's just not okay. It'll come back. It'll come back to me. No, it was something about no, it had nothing to do with the love. I don't know. We'll come back to it. It'll pop in my head. But it was an interesting thing, like if a husband and wife ever did something. But
was it like a hall pass thing?
No, it was more of it was just more of like it has something to do with love and if they would cheat or whatever. I don't know. Like I said, it just slipped my mind.
Interesting. Come back to that.
I need to drink when I'm doing these. I don't remember everything.
Obviously.
So what else? What else did you pick up on? I wrote some things down. I was laughing so hard.
Oh, okay. I loved to hear Adriana say that she never tires of dick pics. That she kind of has a guy mentality, because I feel that too. Where it's just interesting, man. She said like
seeing the variety.
Just show me what you got. I want to know.
Yeah.
I would love to see everyone naked. I love all that stuff.
I'd love to see 50% of the world's population naked. You can guess what happened.
I can guess. I think it's 51. I'll have another, if you have anything to say about that. I had one more question.
Yeah, no, because most girls, they're like, oh, he's on a dick pic. He's on a dick pic. So I think you're on the minority side of like you don't care. Not that you don't care, and you don't. I mean, you look at them on your paid sites. Like if somebody's paying you, you're like, I'll look at it, But like when they do it on like Instagram and stuff like that,
I don't even open them on Instagram and Twitter. To be fair, I'm sure she probably means her paid sites too.
Probably. Some guys just like that. They like to know that some girls saw their junk.
A lot of guys like to show their dicks. It is interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know where that comes from.
I don't know. But yes, what else did she say? No, Tom brought up a point. I know we're jumping all around here, but I'm just like thinking of some of the stuff that I found interesting. Tom brought up a point of men needing to like get off every 72 hours. And I'm like, he's got such a good point. What was the context of that?
She said that women can shut it off.
And switch.
And he said basically men are ruled by their sex drive from like 16 to 60, where there's a constant haze, humming, and you can clear it away or you can feel it build, but
but
like,
you need to clear it away.
I thought that was spot on.
Yeah. And it's
like a big difference.
I think it goes back to when she was talking about the power of a BJ. Like you have that power over a man that you can take that humming away from him. You know what I mean? Because as a man, it's that humming. It's like I need, and you have like a loving wife, a loving spouse that is just like, I got this taken care of, and then she resets you. Yeah,
and your anxiety's down, and your head is clear.
Down, comfort's down. It's like and there's a lot of power, and if it's a good dude that sees that and respects that, like, oh my God, what she just did for me, and then he obviously does stuff in return. It's not a give and take, but it's like, oh, I'm not going to complain about emptying the dishwasher tonight because
I'm not going to bitch at Maddie about the laundry piles.
Wait, I'm not talking about me. I'm saying in general. Come
on. No, 100%. There's a lot of power there. There's a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's overlooked by some women. And I think some men can't put their finger on what they need or what's driving them to look at other women or where that lack of fulfillment is, but it could be a sexual release thing.
Yeah. Would back to the airplane thing, how would you feel if your spouse was a comedian like say you were Leanne.
Yeah.
And would you, not what you think she would think, I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
if you were, would you care if your husband gave a porn star a flight home?
I was thinking about that. I was trying to picture Bert calling Leanne to like clear it or to go over it. And I don't know what that dynamic is. It'd be so interesting.
No, but
would
that's what I'm
I
saying.
care?
What,
Yeah.
You.
It would just depend.
I'm a uber famous comedian. I'm in Austin, Texas, and I got to fly home. And I call and I'm like, oh, hey, baby, Adriana Chechik is going to hop on the plane. Is that okay? Do I need to call? In your world, do I need to call?
That's a really good question. I think you need to call. I can't picture it clearly. I think you calling, I would appreciate so much that you thought about my feelings on it. Like me being like, hey, baby, Chris Hemsworth needs a ride home. I don't know.
Yeah, but what does he got on me? I don't like. What would?
What does that even mean?
You wouldn't even need to
You wouldn't even need to call. I'm not threatened.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I will smack him upside his head. Chris Hemsworth. Now, if it was the other one in the Hunger Games, that's a different story. That kid, he's got it going on. It's the other Hemsworth.
Miley Cyrus left
world.
him in the dirt. She buys her own flowers. I don't think he's that good.
Okay, yeah. So I think it's respectful to give the call.
Yeah, I think the call itself would be enough, and I would know that you were like with your manager and your photographer. Like I would know you were with other people, and you weren't just repeatedly getting blown on a private jet, probably. But it also does a disservice to Adriana Chechik. It does a disservice to her to just assume she's just gonna
blow everything.
Go downtown. Yeah.
Like that's another thing when they kind of started talking about the sex work and stuff like that, and how the way she was they were in awe, like how she was describing it about like flipping a switch, or how she stretches, does athletic, like she's called herself an athlete. I think that's what the title of the thing was.
Sexual athlete.
And you kind of being in that world and stuff like that, like I knew it all. So I was like, man, what are they so surprised about? This is like, this is normal stuff. But I forgot they're just in a completely different world.
They've never seen any of that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure but they're comedians on the road doing arenas. They're at a level of fame and stardom now that's like they're becoming superstars, and that and in comedy it goes up and like you hit that like the Dane Cook, and sometimes it goes away. I remember on one of their podcasts recently, I think it was another Two Bears, where Louis C.K. goes, and I think they all know it's like, these arenas aren't forever. It's you come back down to earth.
I think everybody knows that.
I think with these two, there's something different. And I'm not talking like maybe they don't do arenas, or maybe they go on to like something else and just keep on going up. I hate to say like host of a show, because that might even be a step down.
Two Bears Racing. Duh.
No, but do you see what I mean? There's more of a, like Bert specifically, he's like a personality and aura of. I mean, you could watch his stand-up special and then also have just as much fun like following his Instagram for a day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And or listen, following his Instagram, listen to a podcast. The one thing they're doing a Two Bears live. Did you see that? For the Daytona 500, I think.
That's right.
So that's gonna be cool. But the only thing I wish is that their episodes were more closer to the current date that they air. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because you the fast-paced life as you're going, then you're listening to the news from 4 weeks back. But then if you're following on their Instagram or whatever, you can also see kind of what was going on behind the scenes 4 weeks prior. That type of thing. But I don't know. So back to what I was saying about them not understanding, like not just understanding, they were just enamored, like with like, that's what it's like. That's what it's like. Or how did you get like when they asked how do you get into porn or something like that? I don't know if they thought it was just like a simple like I'm just usually it's a journey, like how she went. She's like, I was a stripper. I did this.
I was tired of stripping, and then I did this. Yeah.
You went through all of that. Like, you have your story. We talked about another podcast about paying for your degree,
Mm-hmm.
buying a house,
Mm-hmm.
you know, all the stuff you did and flying. She talked about traveling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did that hit home with you?
Oh, all of that hit home, and paying attention to when conventions were and what convention and who was coming. And I would like, it
And
was
who was
CES,
also
so I was
arriving at the
reading more
convention?
tech news. Exactly. Yeah. I loved all that.
Yeah. Yeah, you always like speak highly of that.
Yeah. Stripping was good for me. There are tons of people that it's not good for.
Yeah.
And I think she alluded to that too. She was talking about the level of effort that you put in, the traveling component, and then how it's either a job or it's a career. There are lots of girls that had families, that found boyfriends that couldn't travel, that weren't.
Yeah. And you pretty
able
much
to
turned
work like
that
that.
stuff, even from the very beginning, into like a career, even though you were like getting degrees and trying to do, other work and things like that. And, but you were smart enough to do it. You looked at it as, hey, this is a career. This is what I do. It wasn't, I mean, you didn't even really drink that much until you met me, so.
Mr. Psych is a terrible influence.
So she kind of seemed like had the same outlook, don't you think?
Yeah, I thought so for sure.
Now, how did she eventually get into her first porn? It was
in Miami, and she said she was tired of being a dirty stripper. I think maybe just like the hours and the people touching you, just all that kind of stuff maybe wore.
And do you believe she made less money?
That was fascinating to me. Like the first 2 or 3 years, she made less.
She made less money. Oh, well,
the rates seemed so low.
The rates
today, are
today,
so low.
Yeah.
I know.
Like, what did she say she gets for?
I thought she said now it would be like 3,500 or 5,000, which you can
insane.
make that just selling a video on OnlyFans. Like she makes that, I guarantee you, over and over again from home.
Yeah.
That is crazy to me.
Why would you
that she even would go on set and
why would you ever
deal
go on
with
a
other
set
people's energy and
when you can control that all yourself?
Yes.
It doesn't make sense.
I thought that was insane.
Yeah.
I like that she said $50,000 for a private date with her though, for 6 hours.
Let me check my bank account.
They pushed her.
I mean, our bank account. Yeah.
Oh man, am I so much louder than you right now? No, it's all right.
No, I don't think we're good. That'll never happen. You louder than me. All right. I think I can have enough. If it's okay.
I think
with
you have enough. Yeah, I think that's okay. I think I have 2 more, maybe 3 more quick things I wanted to talk to you about.
Yeah, we're gonna try to make these episodes kind of short. We're not gonna go crazy
not
with
too
them.
long. I loved Bert saying that if he got his private date with Adriana Chechik, that he would want a whole day with her. He would want a hike and a breakfast. And he's like, and at the end of the day, I would make love. But he's like, I'm making you like Leanne, where we have to spend the whole day connecting and then I can have sex. I thought that was adorable. I thought that was so...
Yeah, no, for him.
So different than Tom, I think, probably.
But I get it. Sometimes I'm like that. Like you need, like, I never was a one-night stand type of dude, and I never.
You'll tell me you need more Maddie time. It made me think of you, how you want a whole day of like.
I can see that, but I guess I'm making
connecting.
I'm making that face because I'm looking at it from her angle,
Mm-hmm.
because again, it's a business for the girl, and if I was forcing somebody to, hey, we're going on a hike, we're going on that, like the only thing I'm thinking in my head is they don't want to do that. They just want to do the deed, get their 50K, and
go.
Get out, and get out. So the whole it'd be like getting a massage from a dude. The reason I say that is like I have no problems with the dude giving me a massage, zero, except the whole time he was doing it, all I'd be thinking was about his feelings of like, God, I gotta rub this.
He doesn't want to do
chubby,
this.
hairy dude, like he doesn't want to be doing
Maybe
this. So
he's
then I can't
into
relax.
bears. You don't know what he likes. Give yourself some credit.
Then I'd be afraid of a finger up the dick hole.
Put a finger up there. Oh, up the dick.
Up the dick. Yeah. So, but no, I thought it was cute. You said what did you say to me? I didn't know you did this. You she said something and you're like, that's bull. I saved a video of Bert doing a you saved something on your phone.
Oh yeah.
You were talking about.
I don't know what that was in reference to.
Maybe she was talking about chubbiness or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Dude, Bert posted a story where he looked so hot. He started it. He was in a blue velour tracksuit, and he started it down here.
Kind of like you girls do.
A close cock angle, and then he just scanned up his belly to him. I was like, oh, that's so hot. I wish I could save that.
You did save it, don't you?
Wish I could save this.
Yeah. I think, you screen recorded. I know you said it. Don't act like you did it.
I think it was green. I think it was green velour. I'll look back at it. I mean, what? Bert's so hot.
No, that's cool. Yeah. I took offense for you a little bit when she was talking about fucking the fat guys. And
she did say she loved eating pizza.
No, she said it was just that one time.
Oh yeah.
I just picture you in the car going, rookie.
It's all I do.
That's all I do, sweetie. And that's what I love. Yeah. But yeah, she was that's the point where I thought Bert was getting picked on a little bit more from her. I know Tom just goofs with him. Tom's his really good friend and stuff like that. I was kind of I was like, oh no, man, he's such a big fan of yours, and I think you're ragging on him. But I just think it might have just been, it's you're recording a podcast. He's saying things. I don't think she meant it or whatever.
What do you think about the girls, about Leanne and Push not letting, if Adriana Chechik was really hey, we can do DP and film it, do you think the wives should be on board? Or do you think it makes total sense that they're just no, we're not going down that road?
They should be on board.
You think so?
Yeah, but I have a different mentality.
I have a different mentality too. I don't think sex really matters.
If I filmed a famous podcast and I was at, would you let me?
Yeah.
Really?
I would.
I was testing you.
Would you let me?
Yeah.
Some of that stuff is bucket list stuff where you're like, man, if somebody's offering that to you on a platter,
I don't think they would do it.
You have to take an opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, anybody, if you think that's a good comment question, leave in the comments. Do you think Bert or Tom would do, if they got permission from their wives, they would film that scene?
I don't think they necessarily would. I saw them during the
remember when they did the dominatrix thing, and they were very oh my god, I'd been like, no, I don't think they would do it.
They're very funny. They're very I don't know, not fanboys behind the scenes, but some of that sexual stuff, I don't think they have the comfort level to put themselves out there.
Yeah, go.
Is Bert actually making an OnlyFans? I feel like he is, and he started teasing it and showed Adriana the fake dick pic. I was getting so hyped, and then they're like, "Oh, I'll tell her the truth. It wasn't really him. They were faking her out."
Yeah.
I got really excited. I really thought he was ready to go on
I don't think so. I think he has that girl doing his social media now. Not doing it, but whatever you call it, social media manager. And I remember they called her on an episode talking about the OnlyFans. And I don't know if you remember when she said, why give OnlyFans a cut if we're going to do something,
make your own website.
Yeah, just put it on his website.
On Bert.
Something like that. She said something like that. Me personally, I think he's too big of a personality and too famous to do that right now.
Yeah.
That's just the way I think. Would it be funny and bit worthy? Of course. But if he was doing it for real, like you do it, I can't see any scenario where that works good, or his team is like, yeah, that's a good idea.
I think it's so hilarious.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I get what you're saying.
I don't get why he thinks that joining people's OnlyFans pages is bad, though. I do get why he shouldn't use his name, right? I think
somebody inappropriately shamed him for joining OnlyFans pages.
He was doing the right thing. He was supporting people that he's fans of. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, if he's going under Bert Kreischer and then he's messaging and they can screenshot messages and stuff like that, then I'd be like, no, don't do that. Just go, just create your name Bob, Bob the Great or something.
Bob.
Bob the Conqueror, wink or something like that. But he's so super nice that like doing that. Like I hope nobody shamed him. Like said, you can't do that. Like no,
there definitely was a shift, almost like between episodes, like way back to early fall. I feel like where he was all hyped on OnlyFans and he was like, "Oh no, I'm not doing that anymore." Yeah. It seemed like it was tangible. Somebody said, "Yeah."
As soon as he goes, "I'm gonna jerk off on camera," they're like, well, "That's it."
Oopsie daisies.
You were done. You no longer have control.
I'm gonna get this dick pic rated. Social media manager zooms in. No, I think someone said something to him that either they had the wrong impression or he misunderstood it, because that is a legitimate way to support. That is a nice thing to do when you like someone's content.
Yeah, I agree.
Anywho.
That's a good episode. Anything else on that? Anything else on that episode?
Those were the standouts.
I mean, there was so much, and we don't want to make this too long. But yeah, it was one of the better episodes because I related everything to you and your work and stuff like that. And Adriana Chechik seems really cool. They talked about her injury, which we didn't really get to. But I mean, you saw the video of her jumping at TwitchCon?
Yeah, I did. That's awful.
It was really, really bad. I feel bad.
I know.
But I think it's going to allow her to do like more, not really go to do those scenes anymore that she does, like production scenes. She can just do like she said, OnlyFans from her house.
Yeah. She's streaming all the time and she's doing like 12-hour streams. She's really crushing it. Well,
hopefully she gets better and she can have all the sex she wants and the type of sex she wants.
Too.
But like a pretzel.
Hope so too. I found it very thoughtful of her to say, I don't see myself going back to production porn or going back on set because I don't want people to say, oh, she can't do what she used to or she's not the same since her injury. It was almost like how they say Dolly Parton puts on a full face of makeup and does her hair before she ever leaves the house because she never wants someone to say, I saw Dolly Parton and it just wasn't the same.
Yeah.
I feel like she values her audience. I thought that was sweet.
That's cool. I
don't know if that's the right takeaway.
Rude when people are, you know what I mean? Like, oh, she can't do, because the guys have, they're picky about their.
Yeah. I even saw on Twitter, Instagram, it made it up to like the top of the comments where someone had said, oh, don't gain weight, to a video of her in a bikini. And she's like, God forbid, I've been immobile for 6 months.
I can't gain
piss off. Yeah. And she looked amazing anyways.
So that was a surprise she was there, right? Like, did you see the IG clip where Bert walked around the corner and he thought it was Tom's? He thought it was Tom's trainer.
Yeah.
It took him a second. He's like, oh, hey. I thought that was pretty cool.
I liked that too.
Yeah. Well, that was a good episode. I'm curious what next week's going to be like. So what are we going to do for if people want to contact us and like write or ask to be on, because I think we want to do stuff where we have Zooms and just like any of your fans that are Two Bears fans that want to like come on and film an episode. Have
something they want to say or want to talk about on any given episode. I think for right now, just leave a comment on our YouTube channel.
We'll get an email address, official email address.
Yes, we will.
Unless Bert and Tom somehow find out about this and tell us, stop
doing this. That seems...
But they can't do that, right?
I don't know.
We're just talking about their show.
That would be awful.
Clips. I know. I'd feel so bad.
I know. Even clips, I think we could be reacting to their clips.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe later we can do that, but right now, I just just talk about it.
Bert and Tom, we're doing this out of love.
Out of sheer love.
Both of you are extraordinary. Literally our favorite bears in the world. We buy all your merch. It's cool.
Cool. Well, I can't wait to the next episode. So we're gonna try to get them out on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, like a day or two after the show. This one will probably come out on Friday. We
always listen on Monday, and so we're just gonna have some consistency in when we film our nonsense.
I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything that no, we pretty much got everything that I found like interesting.
Everything pressing.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, good podcast. Cool. Yeah, we'll be back next week with another episode 2 of Talking Bears.
Everyone gets so hyped.
Yes. And leave a comment what you want Maddie to wear next time, because we had a big discussion about what shirt she should wear and how she should do her hair. I told her she looked beautiful anyway.
Mr. Psych told me it was too fluffy, so leave a comment. Let me know.
No, it's not anymore. It was.
It
You
was.
just got your hair done today.
I did, yeah.
All right, let's go make dinner, and
All right.
we'll see you next
GG.
week. Talking
GG,
Bears.
everybody.
Episode 1.
Talking Bears.
Bye.
Mr. Psych and Manny, Mr. Psych, and he wears a shirt. That we can't do. I don't think we can do that for copyright reasons. I will work on a jingle, everyone.
Apparently,
Don't
it
worry.
needs a lot of work. All right, bye.
Bye.